Hello and welcome back, guys. Today I promised you that we would be looking into GregTech. And alas, I think we might not make it this episode, because one thing I realized is we need a lot of power to make most of GregTech's machines run. So for that, I've built this little room. I haven't figured out where I want to put the proper entrance into it yet. Maybe in the ceiling? I don't know. What is this room going to be used for? Well, we're going to be making steam. So, I've been cooking up steel. I've been making steel plates, which is basically just 4 steel ingots in here, in the rolling machine, and you get steel plates. And as you can see, we're going to need a lot. We're also going to need some fire charges. They're made with blaze powder, gunpowder and coal. So we are going to need 9 of those. And we're going to need a few furnaces. And we're going to need some bricks. Now I'm suspecting bricks are in here. That wasn't that many bricks. Do we have bricks somewhere else? Interesting. Seeing as I put a stack of bricks over, we should have had a lot of bricks. Maybe they're cluttered up in the system somewhere. So let's see, no bricks in there. Well, I'll just find them and then I'll be back. Okay, so they were in here, so I was probably just too late. We're also going to need an aqueous accumulator, and I believe, yeah, I have one there, and a couple of water buckets. And bricks around a fire charge and furnace makes solid fueled firebox. You can also make a liquid fueled firebox, and I thought I had the recipe right out here. Here we go. And that's made with steel plates, iron bars, bucket, fire charge, furnace. So it's a bit more expensive to make, and you need something like fuel or oil, and I just don't think I've found that much of it. I also use creosote oil, but we don't have that much of that either. We could use the biomass we're producing, I believe, or maybe it's only biofuel you can use for it. So anyways, I've decided to go for the solid fuel. And we're going to place it in here, and it's going to be a 3x3. Maybe my room is a bit small. So, to make steam, you obviously need water. And that's why we are going to need the aqueous accumulator. Now we have the bottom of our steam boiler. So, what else does a steam boiler need? It also needs boilers. This is a high pressure. If you make it with iron plates instead, you get the low pressure. And from what I've been able to figure out, I don't even know how many I'm going to use. I'm going to make it 4 tall, and I actually haven't been doing any math on this. I think it can be 4 tall. Anyways, as far as I've been able to figure out, if you wanted to be running constantly, always, high pressure boilers is the way to go. If you wanted to turn on and off, low pressure is the way to go. So we are making high pressure, and I need 4 more as far as I can see, and we will probably figure something out to use the rest of those steel plates for. And there we go, a steam boiler, and you can see water is already coming into it. So I didn't even need those iron bars. Good, good, good. And why did I want a solid fuel? Because we are mass producing blaze rods, and you can put blaze rods in it. For some reason, blaze rods are actually a very bad fuel in this, but it works, and we are getting a lot of it. You can see it's actually burning through them quite fast without us getting that much heat, which is a bit annoying, but yeah. What are you going to do? Why are we getting... Oh, that bug. And why isn't it going in here? Strange. Okay, so I'm going to have to find a way to send these directly into the boiler. The next thing we're going to make, so we can use this for power, is a steam turbine. Why can I not see it? So let's instead just try turbine. There we go. Turbine housing. We need steel plates and steel blocks. So expensive. And that portal is starting to annoy me a lot. So we do have some steel plates. We do have a few steel blocks. But we haven't got enough. Because you see, when making the steel turbine, we need 4 steel blocks, and we get 3, and we're going to need 12. So that tells me we're going to make this recipe 4 times. So we're going to need 16 blocks and 16 plates. We have plenty of plates, but we are missing quite a few blocks. Let's just put some more steel over, and that was enough. And I think we have some that was refined iron. And more refined iron. Don't we have that steel? That's not much, but it's beginning. And compressor. And we have already burned through them all. So, as you can see, they're being used quite fast. And the reason why, first off, the bigger the boiler is, the longer it will take for it to heat up. So remember that before you make a huge boiler. Secondly, a big boiler is better than 2 small ones of the same size. It's more efficient. And why isn't there spawning anyone over here? Oh, thank you. We're using this even though it's actually a bad fuel for some reason. Even though it's good if you put it in furnaces, it's bad in this one. I have no clue why. But it's mostly because we're getting so much of it, so we might as well start using them. And we won't begin to see any steam until we have reached 100 degrees. And the bigger the tank, the longer it will take before we start getting steam. That's also one of the reasons why it's taking so long. But once we are up and running, we will be getting a lot of steam. So maybe, just while we are waiting for it to heat up, we might use a better fuel. Yeah, let's do that. I do admit using something like fuel or oil might be a better solution in the long run, but if you have access to it, and that's the biggest problem here. I haven't been really found any oil, and that's the main reason. You can see even here we are burning quite fast through it, but this is because it's still rising, and the maximum heat here is 1000. Until it reaches 1000, which will take hours, and I'm not talking in-game hour. I'm not talking. We're talking real time hours. Once it reaches those 1000 degrees, it will function much better, much more efficient. So we were waiting for steel blocks. That's right. So not quite enough yet, but we can start making the first turbine housings. That's not right, is it? What am I? No, nothing in the middle, so just good. So as you can see, we are missing 6 more steel blocks. We're also going to need turbine blades or something like that. So we're going to need to make these turbine blades. We're going to make a lot of those, and they're made with steel, and surrounded by them a steel block. You get a turbine disc, and you need 3 discs before you can even start using the turbine. So lots and lots of steel. Was it like this? Yeah, it was. So I will make some more steel and then I'll be back. So while we are waiting for the last steel to cook up, I'll just show you how the things work. You can see I've started to make turbine blades over here, and that's what I'm going to use those steel blocks for, because I have all the turbine housings I'm going to need. Now you can connect them via tubes to this boiler, but it's recommended you don't, that you just add it directly on top. And as you can see, I've already started building it, and now it's done. So it's a multi-block structure, just like the steam boiler, which will soon start to make steam. You can see it's not burning quite as fast through them already. Still burning through the cook coal quite fast. Not. So here we're going to put the blades, which will take damage over time, but it will take days for I'm not saying exactly 4 days, but somewhere around 4 days before they break, and they are real-time days. So we are also going to put up some power cables. Which we're going to place like this. That should help us make some more power. And the reason we are going to need more power is, as I said, most of GregTech, not all, but most, is using a lot of power. And I'm not even sure that adding this steam power is enough, but it is a start. And we might start looking into more power later on. As you can see, the steam boiler has room for a lot of fuel, and we are going to automate it. And that is going to be done through red power, I believe. As you can see, we are up to 109 degrees now, and it's already full of steam, but still burning quite fast through our coal, mostly because it's still trying to reach 1000 degrees. So as you can see, it's going to take a long time. So I will build something called a manager. And that's wrong spelled, apparently. There it is. And we're going to need at least 2. And we could easily do this easier, but I want to show you these. So I will have to build an item detector. 2 of those, brass ingots, red doped wafers, pressure plates, phenolic tubes, wood. That should be done. And I'll have to move that portal. Blue portal I want there. And I won't accidentally walk into it. Let's see, do we have any red dope? We have plenty of red dope wafers. We even have a few blues we might end up needing. Do we have brass ingots? If we do, they will be out here. We do. So let's see, to make the item detector, all I need now is some wood and a pressure plate. Easy peasy. Pressure plates twice. Like this, this, and this. We needed 2 of those. And we need to turn those into a regulator with 2 buffers. And the buffer is basically just wood and iron bars. We do have some more iron bars in here, I believe. And I better go down and check up that we haven't run out of coal. And this time I'm going to fill it with normal coal. It will burn faster than the coal cook, but not as fast as, yeah. Because if it's not fueled, it will start going down in temperature again, and we don't want that. We want it to go up to the 1000 degrees, where it will start using fuel very slow. Or at least slower. And we will get the maximum usage out of it. And then we will start pumping in our blade rods. So first we need the buffers. Was it the other way around? Yeah. We needed 4 of those. No, actually we only needed 2. No, we need 4 because we are making 2 of these things. Right. Brass, okay. Basically same recipe as before. So we need 2 of those. We need sorting machines. I don't think we have any of those lying around. Nope. Did I really use all those I made? I must have. Oh, okay. So I will have to make some sorting machines. So as you can see, filter, blah blah. Easy peasy if we have pistons. which I honestly don't know if we have. So I'll make 2 sorting machines and then I'll be back. So, as you can see, we've made now run out of red dope wafers, making all of this. That's a bit annoying. So that's normal furnace. It's there. Let's hope we have some silicon wafers. Chest. Silicon wafers. Damn it. That means we're going to need some sand. And some coal. And not you. So, I will make some red dope wafers, and once I have the managers, I'll be back. Okay guys, so I've built the sorting machines, the regulators, and all the other crap. So we get 2 managers. Now this may be overkill to use managers here, but I thought it would be fun, more than anything. So we need to get back down here. While waiting for some things to cook up, I put in a filter here with blaze rods in, so blaze rods will be sent down there into this chest. As you can see, we have lots of blaze rods. And here we go with the managers. And if I'm not wrong, they need to be placed like this, with a tube between them. So I was wrong apparently. So they need to be placed like this. Let's see how this is going. Okay, so 251 degrees. Still, we are a quarter away and producing steam like yeah. So I'm going to need a few blaze rods. First off, stack of blaze rods in there and a single one in here. So how do the managers work? Well, I'll tell you. They're sorta, I won't say the upgraded version of the sorting machine. I know LRAM have thought them like that, but I don't really feel they qualify for that title. And yeah, but that's probably just me. So they need power. And how are we going to get power down here? Well, can we just do like this? We probably can. Might. Then we can look at the aesthetics once we know things are working. I don't want you. Oh, I cannot go around corners because of that wire. Okay, so we need to go there. Okay. Well, that's actually an easy way if I just turn on my brain. Like that. Now this should, yeah, and you can see it's receiving power. So if we place one like this, good. Now they're getting power. So this one will be called number 1. Well, it's not really, it's the priority. The higher the number, the higher the priority, as far as I have understood it. So I think this is the way to put this one. And this one should be like this, I think. So the idea here is to tell this one that it's allowed to have blaze rods, and it is. And this one to say it should always have 64 in there, and apparently I was wrong. I think we're going like this. Yeah. So this is now being told it should always have 64 blaze rods inside it. And this one is being told it's allowed to have blaze rods. So this is connected to the chest here, and yeah, you can even set colors on them, and then they will only, or will, things they will send out will be colored that way. So you can have several managers on the same pipeline having different colors. Pretty cool. The priority is, the higher priority they have, in other words, the higher the number, the more let's say respect they get on the more they have to say on the net. So this one is priority 1. So this pipe net, which currently is only this one pipe, will try to send blaze rods, 64 blaze rods to this manager before it sends any blaze rods to this manager, because it's only 0. So if you had many of these, the more blaze rod, the higher the priority, the more their meaning on the network. Yeah. I hope you understood that rambling, cause I am currently trying to figure out if I told you everything about them. But the idea here is I can put in other things, and when it's in this, it's exactly this number which is in here. Whereas when in the other mode here, it can have any number of them. It can just have this type. No special amounts. So you can see they keep going in because they burn out so fast. But this should mean we have plenty of power. But we are burning through those blaze rods quite fast, I can see. Which I kinda expected, because blaze rods are used really fast in this one. So let's get a few more blaze rods down there. Because until we have reached that elusive 1000 degrees, we will burn through blaze rods like a mother trucker. Yeah, I did it. I stole that phrase from a couple of other YouTubers I know. I don't mind admitting it. So let's see how this is looking. 280, that's not very much. So, as I said, the managers are overkill. A simple filter with the line going straight in here should suffice, both because the blaze rods are being used that fast, and even if it got filled up, it wouldn't really be a problem, seeing as our sorting system won't send anything in there if it's filled up, and it would just go to the barrels. So not that big of a problem. I will grab a few stacks of coal. And why am I doing that, you may ask? Well, first off, I'm going to tell this it also needs to have a stack of coal. Then I will tell this one it's allowed to have coal as well. Then I will plunk in some coal. I can see this one is filled. Actually, just 2 stacks should suffice. Let's keep 3 just for good measures. So this is just a safety precaution. Should it happen that we burn through all our blaze rods and not receiving blaze rods fast enough, we have the coal that burns a bit longer and it won't go out. So it's a safety precaution, just in case something doesn't go according to plan. So unfortunately I can see on the time that we are slowly running out of time, and we didn't get to build a single GregTech thing this episode, and I am sorry for that. I will have prepared some more for the next episode, and don't worry, before we end the episode I will have finished the turbine completely. You can see it working. But until then, I will go off camera. And yeah, I think that's a good idea. So I'll be back. So we have finally gotten enough turbine blades. So let's just make this steam. Okay, I've got one too many blades, but that's not a problem. We will use them at some point. And then we have the turbine rotor. And as I said, that goes into the steam turbine up here. You can see instantly outputs. So currently it's not outputting maximum capacity, which is okay. It can output 100, what's it called, EU a tick. So it's outputting about 50 at this point. So that's cool. And 100 EU a tick is quite a lot, considering I believe the not the magmatic engines, the geothermal engines we have running produces 4. Might be wrong, I'm in doubt right now, but anyway, it's a single digit number, and this one can output a 3-digit number. Admittedly the lowest 3-digit number that exists, but still. And it doesn't say. No, what a shame. So this should help us produce that much more power, so hopefully we have enough power to dig properly into GregTech and realize. You can see at some point we didn't have enough blaze rods, and we don't even have that right now, so we have actually shifted to using coal because we have been out of blaze rods. So it was a good thing I put in that backup. So maybe, just for good measures, I should do like this. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We could of course also instead use some of all this goddamn wood we have lying around. Why didn't I think of that a bit earlier? Don't answer that. I know. So let's put that in as well. Let's do like this. Now this one is annoyed because it's not allowed to have jungle wood, but it is now. And why didn't it send jungle wood over? I have no idea. That seems strange. Let's just try to break this one. And it shut out of... some coal was stuck in the system. And that can be the problem with having too many of these things, I guess. So I want a jungle wood there. Just for good measures. You can see stuff going back and forth. So currently we are still not receiving jungle wood over here. Strange. And why not? I'm guessing something... yeah, coal got stuck once again. And there we go. Good. So the reason jungle wood is going back and forth, well, mostly it sends a bit too much the first time, and then it goes back. But it's okay. So currently, I think actually jungle wood gives us more power than blaze rods, but my plan will be to have only blaze rods in there. But currently, until we're heated up, I just want to make sure we don't lose heat. Because if it takes a long time to heat it up properly. So I don't want to have it start cooling back, or cooling down, because then we would have wasted both fuel and time. And once it's completely heated up, it won't use as much fuel anymore. And as you can see, if I switch this one to craftables, you can see I've added a few more things in here. Torches, just, you never know, you might need sticks, because you can use sticks for quite a lot of things. Crafting tables, I probably ain't going to need that anymore, but, well, it's nice to have it, and it's easy to make. Chests, again, same as crafting table. Stone bricks, because why not? Ladders, again, I'm probably not going to make any more of those, but yeah, I might as well. And the electronic circuit. And the cool thing about this is, if we have run out of copper cables, it will make copper cables because it knows how before it makes the electronic circuit, which is quite cool if you ask me. But currently it won't be able to craft either anything at all. Okay, ladders it can, but because we have so little materials in here, which is a bit of a shame. Why is copper gone here? Brass, I understand. Strange. Oh, probably because I wanted to show you how to make the cables. But as I have said earlier, once we've upgraded this to have more room, my plan is to tear down all of these barrels, even though it looks quite cool. When you stand here looking at these two walls covered in barrels, it would even have looked cooler if you have had a third or even fourth wall. It would have looked really cool. And you can do that if you want to. This just have a search engine, so you can search for specific items. It has everything in one place, and even you can choose how to sort it. That's why I like this one, but you need to have a lot of storage inside it before we can exchange it for this. So it will take some time, but in the end we will get there. And as I said, next episode is going to be all about GregTech, I hope. And why is the jungle wood just... okay, we've already run out of jungle wood, that's why. Okay. So we are just not receiving enough flammable resources compared to the amount we are using. That's quite annoying. So... oh, it's run out of fertilizer. Does that on occasion. And currently I'm just rambling along, like you had nothing better to do. Turn the right space. No, thank you. So let's grab a few more of these stacks here. Not like we have plans to ever use that much jungle wood. I primarily made them just to show you and to get the saplings to make my biomass. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you learned something, and if you enjoyed, consider leaving a like. It helps, and I admit I'm not doing this for the likes or the subscriptions, but it does help me. It does help keep me motivated to make more episodes. So if you want to see more, please leave a like and maybe even a subscription, because I would really enjoy that. And until next time, I would really like to hear from some of you if there's something you want me to do different, or something you really wanted to see more of. And then take care of yourself, and I'll see you around.